What's up, guys? Welcome back to a Fast Brain Friday. I'm Aaron, the Sub Life Coach. I'm a coach, author, and been a silver for the past 7 years. Today, we're going to be jumping into something that's really, really awesome, and it's going to be something that helped me get through this past 7 years of being alcohol free. So, I hope you guys get something out of it. Today, we're going to be talking about your Fast Brain operating system, what it is, and how to use it. So, let's jump into the video. So your fast brain is like a Ferrari engine with bicycle brakes. This is what Dr. Ned Hallowell says in his book ADHD 2.0. I would recommend that book to anybody who's thinking they have ADHD or they're curious about it, or maybe they just think they're overthinking and these kinds of things, because it's a great book to help you understand yourself and how things work, especially how your brain works. And this Ferrari engine and bicycle brakes thing is great because that's going to help you realize why you were never broken, right? The fast brain operating system is something that you can put into place to help you deal with what Dr. Ned Hallowell calls a fast brain, or this Ferrari brand of bicycle brakes, right? And you're not impulsive, weak, or broken. You're just wired fast. And nobody ever taught you that, how to regulate the system you were born with, right? Nobody ever taught you how to use the system. Nobody ever gave you a manual. When you were born, you weren't born with a manual. And I know for me, for a long time, I thought of my drinking, that I was able to overcome drinking just with habits and identity level change and systems. And those things are great. Those things are awesome. But I realized this past year that a lot of things would have been a lot easier for me if I would have understood my fast brain a little bit earlier. I just started researching it this year, and I started to realize I do have ADHD tendencies. I do have this fast brain that and this overthinking. A lot of the reasons I was drinking was because I didn't understand how my brain worked and how to regulate it and how to do that. So I started looking at this and created an operating system for myself, and hopefully it's going to help you guys as well too. So today you're going to discover what a fast brain really is, why you feel more faster, and why you struggle with regulation, where alcohol became your quick fix, and how to take your power back today. So hopefully you're going to discover a lot of things and get a lot of things out of this video. So fast brain truths are: you feel harder, you react quicker, you burn dopamine a lot faster, you might crave stimulation more, and you shift gears rapidly. This is wiring, it's not weakness, right? So, this is kind of the truths that I understood about myself. I do feel things a lot harder. I do react a lot quicker sometimes. I burn dopamine a lot faster. I get into things. I feel happy. I feel amazing. And then, I go through the dopamine really fast. I go through that good feeling. And then all of a sudden, I'm back to where I wanted. I want to change. I want to do something new. I want something else. I crave stimulation more than other people, right? I need to be doing something up and going all the time. I shift gears rapidly, right? So a lot of the time I have to go from one thing to another, and sometimes it's hard to shift those gears, but they happen very quickly, right? And this is wiring; it's not weakness; it's something that we need to work with. And you're not a problem. You're not a problem to be fixed. You're a Ferrari with bicycle brakes. Your power isn't the issue. The regulation system is. The system that you've been using to regulate your brain with is with alcohol, and it's not going to work for you. And it didn't work for me. It doesn't work for a lot of people because it's not the right braking system, right? It's not the right way to drive this little Ferrari that you have for your brain. It's not the way to drive it. Your fast brain operating system runs on two rules, right? You have high input and high output, dopamine and driven navigation. This is why life feels intense and why it's also your superpower, right? You use alcohol as an emergency brake to shut off. You also use it to jumpstart your brain, right? So there's kind of two things that are going on here. You have high input, high output, and dopamine driven navigation. So the high input, high output is the fast brain takes in more, right? So you're going to take in a lot more details. You're going to take in a lot more emotions. You're going to take in a lot more pressure and stress. You're going to take a lot more opportunities because you want to do 20 million things at once. You're also going to take a lot more of the threats that are in your environment and the stimulation that's going on. And your output matches the input. This is why overwhelm comes in fast. So if you're taking all these things into your life, if you're taking all these things into you, if you're starting to take all these things on at work, or starting to take all these projects on, or you can't say no to people, those kinds of things are going to have a lot of input into your life, and then you're going to try to put out this output, but you're going to get stuck because you have too many things going on at once. Also, you also have dopamine driven navigation. What that means is you don't follow routines. You follow novelty, urgency, challenge, meaning, stimulation, and passion. This is it can explain 80% of your past behavior. So you're not following a usual routine, right? You're following novelty. Sometimes things get boring. You want to seek that novelty, right? You're seeking urgency. A lot of the times for me, especially when I'm working, I need that urgency. I need that timer there. I need something, a deadline, those kinds of things. That's the urgency that we're trying to get. We need challenge too. And if we're not challenged, we get bored, and then boredom leads to drinking because we're understimulated, right? We need meaning in our life. If you don't have any meaning, then we're not going to want to seek out to do the things we need to do. And stimulation, right? You need to stimulate the environment, and you need passion. If you don't have passion for something, at least for me, a lot of the times we just don't want to do things, and that leads to boredom, and that leads to discontent, and that leads to drinking. So this could explain a lot of your past behavior with the drinking, as you have this dopamine driven navigation. So why this leads to drinking? Well, alcohol gives you instant stimulation. It gives you an instant slowdown. It's an emergency brake, right? Sometimes it gives you instant clarity. I've had a lot of aha moments when I've been drinking. Of course, I forgot those moments, but clearly remember them going, aha, I know, I got it, right? Because your brain shut down for a little bit. You were able to think clearly, right? Get instant relief, instant dopamine. Your wire makes alcohol work faster than most. And Fast Brain 30 teaches you to tools that work better long term. So we want to Fast Brain Sobriety, this whole channel, this whole school program, this whole community is based on teaching you better tools instead of alcohol, because you want to get that instant dopamine, that instant relief, the instant clarity, the instant slowdown, the instant stimulation. You want those things in your life, but there's better ways to do it than using alcohol. So there's something called emotional velocity too that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, about, because emotional velocity is one of these concepts that I think is really important to understand. So you have the high input, high output. You have the dopamine driven navigation, right? You have those two things going on in your life, but now emotional velocity is one of these things that's really gonna really pushes you towards drinking as well. And emotional velocity, it kind of goes like this. If you have a normal brain, or a neurotypical, as they might call it, you can go to 0 to 2 to 4 to 6. You can kind of go through your day kind of at a steady pace and go through, right? And your emotions go from 0 to 2 to 4 to 6. You have emotions that are up and downs during the day, but you're not going to really feel them as crazy. Now, fast brains, you can go from 0 to 7 instantly, right? This leads to urgency, overwhelm, panic, shutdown, reactive cravings. This emotional dysregulation can really just kind of ruin your day, right? You can go from, oh, I'm relaxed, to stressed out in 2 minutes just by thinking. I know for me, like if I get onto a negative thought, I can go from, oh, having a great day, to boom, having a really crappy day in an instant. It goes from that zero, it goes very quickly. So I don't know about you, but I know that that's how my brain works. So velocity and the cravings, why cravings hit fast brains harder, or it's because you get faster emotional spikes, you get bigger dopamine dips, you get stronger anticipation loops. So the anticipation loop is when you anticipate that drink, when you're thinking about it, when you can't wait to have it. That's kind of that anticipation loop. And for us fast brain, it's a lot faster. It's a lot more intense, or it can be. Lower friction tolerance. So you have lower tolerance for boredom, lower tolerance for these kind of things in your life. You have higher sensitivity to stress, right? It's not about alcohol, it's about your operating system, understanding how this works, right? And the velocity. So these things can happen very quickly, right? Because if you have emotional velocity, you have faster emotional spikes, you get bigger dopamine dips, you get stronger anticipation loops, all these things that take you from 0 to 7 and wanting a drink very quickly. So your real problem was never willpower, right? It's not willpower. It's not the problem you have with quitting drinking isn't willpower. It's understanding this emotional velocity, understanding the high input, high output, and the dopamine driven navigation. Those kinds of things are what you want to understand, especially when it comes to a fast brain. So if you understand your operating system, you're gonna have a lot of power in it. When you know how your brain works, why it moves fast, why it spikes, why it craves relief, why alcohol's worked for you so far, why routines failed, everything starts making sense. Awareness equals control, control equals freedom, right? So when you start to understand how our brain works, why it moves so fast, right? Why these cravings seem to just come out of nowhere, and why it spikes, right? Why you are craving the relief, what's going on underneath that, why alcohol has worked for you in the past, right? Why these routines that people tell you, just have a habit, just have a routine, and you can't make it work. It's maybe because you have a fast brain, right? Everything starts to make sense when you start bringing awareness to that, and that brings control, and the control brings freedom. So understanding your operating system is super important, because you're not too much, you're just too powerful without training. Your brain is too fast without training, and if you don't train it, then you're never going to be able to get to where you want to go. And fast brain sobriety and something I call Fast Brain 30 gives you the training, gives you the systems, gives you the things that you want to have in your life. So if you want to join Fast Brain at 30 Premium, if you're in the school community, you could jump in there. If you're not part of the school community, we're doing 7 day Fast Brain Reset Challenge. So what that is we go through start understanding of fast brains. We go through why things haven't worked in the past and what will work for you in the future. Those consents kind of get you to the first 7 days of living a sober life, and then after at the end of it, we ask if you want to join the Fast Brain 30, and it's a premium thing. Your fast brain isn't broken. It needs a slow break, not the emergency break. Inside Fast Brain 30, I'll show you how to regulate your wiring, stabilize your dopamine, and eliminate the need for alcohol without force or fear. It's not shame based. If you're tired of fighting your brain, it's time to learn how to drive it. And that's what Fast Brain 30 does for you. So hopefully you guys jump in. We're doing another cohort in December 1st. So if you want to jump in to the community, to start with the free 7 day challenge in the school community, and there's lots of great things going on in there. It's a community of people that are really there to help you and understand where you are, and understand these emotional velocity and these kinds of things too, because they're all kind of in the same boat. And then you can jump into the Fast Brain 30 if that's something you want to do as well. And just guys, thank you so much for letting me be your coach. You got I'm Aaron, the Simple Life Coach. I'm a coach author, and I've been so for the past 7 years, and I want to share as many things as I can with you guys so to get you to where you want to go. I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you haven't joined the school community, jump into the Fast Brain Reset school community. I'll leave a link in the description. See you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful day.